Over $100,000 worth of promo cards have been announced for the Red Bull Double Dawn event. $2 million worth of promo cards have been stolen from Rutgers University, and San Diego's official Bandai store is starting to do a lottery system for the people who are going to get EBO3. That and more in today's episodes of Buzzwatch, where we take a look at all things One Piece TCG, but more of an emphasis on the collecting side of things. Guys, we finally hit 2,000 subscribers. Thank you guys so much from the bottom of our hearts. We do have a winner for both of those illustration boxes right there, and it is TCG Mama. We have our comment right there on the screen. Congratulations. Thank you so much. But we do have another giveaway, of course, and that is for 2,500 subscribers, and we're going to be giving away that slab on your screen right there, the Firefist alternate art from OPO3, I believe, or OPO2, one of those two. All you got to do is like, comment, subscribe, as well as be a U.S. resident. All right. Well, guys, we have an interesting agenda today. Like I said, the Red Bull Double Dawn event was announced, and it looks kind of incredible, Nick. Dude, I have not been this excited for something for the One Piece CCG from a competitive side in a very long time, and that's for me because there's a Zoro serialized card. Now we'll talk about all the pricing and all that jazz, but man, it's looking really good. So we got the official rules, and it's basically the same game, except you're going to have one Double Dawn card, a Red Bull Double Dawn card, and it's going to be worth 2,000 power instead of 1,000. So it's not going to count as 2 Dawn, but it's going to count as 2,000 power if you put it on something. Nick, any first impressions on the Red Bull Double Dawn event? You excited? Think it's boring? What do you think?
Definitely excited. I think that even the word excited might be an understatement. This is a really cool, unique event. I really like the pricing, which, as Dom said, we're going to get to in a second. But let's focus on the collector aspect of this, guys. So apart from the player stuff, which this stuff, for a player's perspective, very refreshing in a meta that has already redefined what the card game is looking like. So Bandai doubling down in making a refreshing meta, refreshing again with the opportunities that this different play style and format is going to bring to the player base. But from a collector perspective, guys, you're seeing some incredible promos that are going to be offered as a result of the pricing here. Of course, you have the Red Bull Double Dawn card, which I think itself is super cool. Those are going to be pretty easily accessible, I imagine. But we have a Red Bull promo Luffy. A Red Bull stamped promo Luffy card coming, which that definitely looks super cool. Of course, again, a couple more serialized Zoros that are coming as well, which, with how rare those are, price tag and those guys looking over 25K,
Dude,
you'll never see me complain
this
about
is going to be the only opportunity I have to get that card.
Yeah.
Organically, just me playing the game. It's the only chance. It's the only chance to get. Now you're talking about the promo cards. Well, let's just get into what card you can actually get, or what everything you can get from this event. So for participation, you're going to get a Double Dawn playmat as well as some sleeves. If you get top 128, you get a Treasure Cup Monkey D Garp card as well as an event pack. And then if you go down here a little bit, for top 64, you get a Treasure Cup Ace card, which looks pretty sick, actually. Top 32 gets this Luffy card. Top 16 gets this really sick Luffy card. Like I said, all of this stuff is on screen if you guys are listening online right now, or you're at work. And then top 8, you do get the serialized Zoro card. Pretty crazy. Then for third place, you get a trophy as well as some more sleeves, as well as, of course, the other stuff from above. And then second place, you get an uncut sheet added to the mix. And then for first place, you're going to get all of this stuff, plus a Red Bull Double Dawn promotion sleeve sheet. You're going to get a Treasure Cup 2026 uncut sheet. You're going to get an event pack. You're going to get a Double Dawn trophy. You got the whole shebang. I mean, the pricing for this event is kind of unbelievable. Like I said, I'm super excited for this, because this is probably going to be one of the only events that I can join to potentially get the Zoro card. I've had really bad luck signing up for these other events like regionals and all these different other things. So this is my opportunity. But Nick, anything stick out to you right here just from all of these things? Of course, the Zoro thing. The uncut sheet is pretty dope. I really do like uncut sheets. Those are pretty cool. But anything else stick out to you here?
I think the main thing that sticks out is going to be as I mentioned, promo Luffy with the Red Bull Don stamp on there. Very unique card. Of course, anytime you see collaboration between a big brand company, aka the Dodgers, and One Piece, you see a lot of retained value on that card. One thing that Dom didn't mention as well that's going to be really, really important to this event is that it is a U.S. regional exclusive.
It is.
So to provide a little bit of backstory of how you qualify to play in the main event, the Red Bull Double Dawn event, you have to participate in a preliminary tournament at a qualifying store. From the qualifying store, I think it is top 2, you said?
It's either top 2 or 3. Someone can correct us in the comments on what exactly it is, but it's 2 or 3.
So top 2 or 3 qualify to go to the main event in, of all places, Wisconsin. Got to get that
Somewhere in Wisconsin.
Got to get that mansion up in Wisconsin. Shout out T-Pain. But, again, guys, lots of prizing on the line. Very unique format. On top of it being something exclusive to the U.S., we're going to be seeing a good amount of retained value. And if there was ever a time for collectors to get into the game, even if you think you're going to go show up to the event and get absolutely destroyed, which it might happen, there's probably going to be some very good players at these local tournaments, you still go home with the Red Bull Double Dawn promo card, which I think is pretty cool in itself. Again, it's a regional exclusive, so you're not going to see many of these outside of the U.S., and how many stores are really going to be offering this tournament? Probably.
I think there's 75.
75 stores. So not that much, capped at 64 players each. You guys can do the math on that. More promo cards than you'd see for some other events, potentially, but still a pretty exclusive card. So
these cards are going to be super exclusive. Like I said, we've already said this multiple times at this point, but these cards, they look super cool. They're going to be super valuable, of course. The Zoro card itself, like Vic was saying, is already selling for like $25K. Japanese ones are selling for like $7K or something like that. It's pretty freaking crazy what those are going for right now. So it's pretty crazy stuff. So just to cap that off, if you are interested in actually competing in this thing, sign up for qualifiers. Are going to start on February 7th at 12:01 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So you'll have to use the Bandai app, and then you'll have to find it at that time, and then you'll be able to sign up from there. And then you can play up to 3 qualifiers. So if you lose the first one, you can go play in another 2, and then hopefully you actually qualify, and then you can go to Wisconsin on April 11th, 2026, to actually compete for this thing. Like we said, super, super sick. Just my early thoughts, because I do want to compete in this, is probably playing some kind of aggro deck or some kind of deck that could take advantage of the plus 2,000 power Dawn that you can actually use. So Jinbei, of course, is aggro, so he can benefit from that. Nico Robin, the banish if you attack lead and you get banish. I think that's another one that could be a little interesting that I'm thinking about. But yeah, if you guys have your own thoughts on what could potentially be good, it might help me out. Let us know down in the comment section below. Let us know all your thoughts on the Red Bull Double Dawn event in the comment section below. It looks really sick. The event actually looks really, really cool. I'm super excited for this. Shout out to Bandai. Shout out to Red Bull. It looks awesome. It looks absolutely awesome. Okay, but switching tunes to a little bit, going from something super exciting to something not as exciting. So an estimated 8,000 promo Luffy cards from the Rutgers Stadium was stolen. This was a couple days ago. Pretty crazy. It's estimated at about $2 million. I saw an article online. It's crazy. It just goes to show the value that these cards have in this market right now, and the lengths people are willing to go to actually get their hands on some of these things. My initial thoughts on this is, I feel like they could have stole cards in a way where it wouldn't have put them in potential risk. Like if they just stole like a couple handfuls each and just got away, nobody probably would have noticed, and they would have gone untouched or unlooked at. The fact that they stole like literally all 8,000 of these things feels really dumb. It just feels really dumb. Now everyone's looking for these things. I think there's going to be people who are just kind of at least cautionary on if someone brings them like 20 of these things. I'm sure they can sell these things strategically or whatnot, but it just feels like they could have just grabbed a handful and got away, and it would have just been an easy lick. Nobody would have noticed, whatever. Obviously, this is bad, and this is a crime at the end of the day, no matter what. If they stole a handful or if they stole the whole thing. I just think it was such a dumb way. Such a dumb way to do this. In the article, Nick, I just want to ask you a question. In the article, it said there was no forced entry for these things. You think this was an inside job, bro?
I think that Christopher Moltisanti and Jackie Aprile Jr., for you Sopranos fans out there, are on the loose for sure. Funny enough, if you guys haven't seen The Sopranos, I'm going to give you a little bit of a spoiler. The show's been out for like 25 years, so sorry.
Spoiler warning.
Spoiler warning. Yeah, so they actually have a hit job they do at Rutgers University. And coincidentally, this is where the place of this crime happened. No forced entry, 8,000 promo cards, $2 million worth of cards stolen. Sounds like embezzlement to me. Sounds like it was an inside job for sure. My question is, then I got a single camera working at Rutgers. How do you steal 8,000 cards and no one sees it? There's no camera footage. 8,000 cards is a lot of cards. You need a big box.
Crazy,
you need a big box for 8,000 cards. That's a serious amount.
You have these cards not under surveillance, bro? Like,
I mean, the under surveillance thing I could care less about. But how do you have no camera throughout any hallway in the university where you see somebody carrying? That's going to be multiple boxes, man.
True.
That's got to be multiple boxes. Obviously,
yeah.
let the police find the perpetrators, let them play cops and robbers, but I will say it's a little bit odd that there was no camera footage. Now, when Dom's talking about the overall amount of cards that were stolen and the ability to move it, how does this impact collecting the card? It might impact it a little bit. I know I mentioned last week that Kaizoku Ice, in a video where he was discussing the overall release of the Rutgers card, indicated there was around 100,000 copies. So 8,000 of 100K might impact the collectability a little bit, especially if the robbers, thieves, embezzlers, whatever you want to label them as, decide to be smart about it and only release a couple handfuls of the cards at a time into circulation. That's going to be whatever at their discretion or until they're caught. But big picture, I don't think it's going to impact the collectability too much of this card. One thing that Kaizoku Ice mentioned in his video as well that we did not mention last week is that the QC on these cards are apparently awful.
Really?
Apparently really bad. I have reports coming in to people saying some of the worst centering they've ever seen on a one-piece card. Where on the back, like it looks like a 90-10 split on left to right centering, where one side's like 90% thick and the other side's 10% thick. So apparently QC in these cards is awful.
Wow.
So from a collectability perspective, I think the card is around $400 right now. Do I think 8K going missing is going to impact that? Maybe a little bit. Again, out of the 100K amount, I don't think it's going to be anything too crazy. As I discussed last week as well, I think this card is going to follow the BVB Luffy in how the value of the card goes within the next couple of months as more hit circulation. So if you are looking to pick up this card, I would wait still a couple of months until everything floods into circulation, minus the 8K that have gone missing, of course. But again, guys, make your own discretion. Just know, though, highly recommend you guys do your own research if you want to get this card graded. Apparently, QC on it is really, really bad. So I'm curious what a 10 of this card is going to be looking like if the QC is really that bad.
That's interesting. I would really need to see a card. I feel like I mean I do want to get one of these. To be fair, I'm waiting myself. But that's crazy. You're right. I mean, if the QC is so bad that, I mean, what's the gem rate on these things? You know, like that'll be interesting to see. But I mean, $2 million worth of cards, no surveillance on these things, not on any camera at all, no forced entry. College students.
University might be getting a little extra stipend, man. Their basketball program might be getting a nice little donation.
We just got a $2 million donation.
They had an alumni. They had an alumni donate $2 million to the university. Anyways, guys, jokes aside, you bring up a really good point though, Dom, which is that you would like to buy the card. You got to see what it looks like. The back of the card. I don't know if you actually look up any of these listings. There is a promotional card blocking the back of the card. So
Thank God, dude.
You can't even see what the back centering of the card looks like.
Thank God, dude. Because you just know that somebody would get like 10 of these and sell the ones that aren't gradable. Like I can't stand shit like that. I just can't. I understand why people would do that, but I just can't stand it. I want to be able to buy a card that's actually gradable. So that's good. That's cool. At least like when I go and buy it, I'll have some random chance at getting something that's actually centered and I can send for grading. But yeah, I mean, it's interesting. I mean, I'll definitely be. I think taking 8,000 out of circulation might affect it, especially depending on how fast the criminals actually get this out into the market. Are they just going to kind of drip this out over years upon years upon years? Or are they trying to do some kind of bulk deal with someone? I have no freaking idea. I don't know how fast all of these are going to come to market, but at the end of the day, either way probably doesn't matter too much. I'm still waiting personally for like $300, and then I'll grab mine. That's what I'm waiting for. If it doesn't hit that, it doesn't hit that. If it's like a couple months, I'll probably still grab it. If it's like 350 or something, but yeah. All right. Well, let us know your guys' thoughts on the whole situation. Do you guys think it was an inside job like we do? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Okay, the last major topic before we get into Q&A and our notable market movers is the San Diego store, the official Bandai store, is now doing a lottery system for the people who are actually going to get EBO3 booster boxes. This is huge, man. Like Nick and I were just talking about this, and honestly, we love this. We absolutely love this. Like, something that I've never liked, I understand, but I never liked is the way people actually get these things is by camping out overnight for 12 to 14, sometimes 16 hours. It's just one of those things where, like, what if I'm employed, you know? Like, what if I have a job and a family and I still want to participate in this hobby? It also benefits scalpers, because scalpers, like, they make their money off of scalping things. They could just go into the line, get their thing, and then sell it to whoever the hell wants to buy it. But the more, like, casual fans, the more casual audience, the people with a job, with a life, who can't stay out for 16 hours, this gives them more of a chance to actually get it, which I just think more boxes will get to actual fans more here than if they just did a normal system of waiting in line. That's just me personally, but Nick, I'm sure you have your thoughts on kind of everything going on. Lottery system, think it's good, think it's bad? I guess I already spoiled it, but
I think the lottery system, as you said, is a very, very good thing. I appreciate Bandai acting proactively prior to a release instead of waiting until the release happens before they make some sort of action or implementation of a scalper deterrent. So I do think that the lottery system is going to deter a lot of scalpers. Sure, is there going to be some scalpers who are going to get some product? Yes, but there's also going to be a lot more collectors who, as Dom discussed, normally would be unable to get a box, who are going to have the opportunity and ability to get the box, which is great. The one thing that I wish Bandai would do is make this company-wide, hitting every single store. So far, we've only had the San Diego store make this announcement, and based off of previous releases that have happened at the Bandai stores, it almost seems like every store is operating independently of one another, which can be a good thing and a bad thing. For a policy like this, though, I would have liked to see Bandai implement a company-wide one, as well as make a public statement to the general audience saying, hey guys, we know that this release is going to be crazy, and as a result, we're implementing this system at every single Bandai store in order to ensure that we're deterring scalping, as well as promoting the actual fan base to be able to get some of these boxes that are going to be very rare and limited. So, is it good? Yes. Is it perfect? I don't think so. I still would like to see Bandai give a public statement at some point, being able to reassure the audience, whether it's in relation to future print runs, a second wave for EBO3, try to calm and settle the market a little bit, but
I still got my copium glasses on, man. I'm still hoping they do some kind of statement before EBO3 releases. If they do it before EBO3 release, that'll be fantastic, because then all the people who are just trying to buy it to just flip it will just be like, oh shit, I gotta get rid of this now, and then the prices will all kind of go down. Probably not an astronomical amount or anything, but and we'll get into what the actual price is now, because it's not looking good for EBO3. But yeah, I agree with you. I don't like how different stores are running in like different ways. I can't stand that, especially because they're official Bandai stores, you know, but they're running like local card shops where they're all doing something different. It feels weird. I wish they would just have some like set policy where like all the stores were doing some lottery system. Is it the most fair? I was just talking about this, like, if someone has the ability and wants to ensure they get a booster box and they want to go out and be there for 16 hours or whatever, should they be able to get a booster box? Or, you know, is this the best way of doing it where it's just completely random? Like, I understand both sides. I just think you have to look at the market right now, and you have to understand where we're at. And sometimes you got to make some sacrifices. That's where my head's at anyway. But yeah, I hope Bandai comes out with some sort of statement again about EBO3. I hope Bandai stores they all adopt this, because I do like this. I think it's better for the normal man. It's better for the normal man and normal woman. So I don't know. We'll see. What are you guys' thoughts on what the San Diego Bandai store is doing? We'd be very interested to know what you guys think. Okay, guys, as usual, let's get into some notable market movers. Our first one is seemingly all EBO2. The gold tinted leaders are all mooning. It just, that's what it feels like. I was looking at Boa Hancock. There was this Boa Hancock card that sold on eBay for like $3,000 or something, PSA 10. So there's a lot of pretty big sales happening for these leaders right now. Of course, the popular characters are selling for a lot more right now, but the other ones seemingly are going up as well. Now, this is a one per case kind of thing, and there's like 30 or 40 of these cards. I don't know exactly how many there are. I'll put it on screen probably. But yeah, there are a lot of these things, and it's one per case. So you get one gold tinted leader, you get one regular alt-art Luffy, the green-purple Luffy, and if you don't get the green-purple Luffy, you'll get a manga. So you only get one of these gold tinted things, so they're very, very rare to get. You'd have to open like 30 or 40 cases to get all of them, and that's not accounting for any duplicates. So pretty crazy stuff. I mean, these are rare, so I think a lot of the price is based off of the rarity of these things. It's pretty basic. It's literally just a regular leader card with gold on it. So it's a little boring to me, so it's never been my cup of tea personally, but I understand why they would be at a value like this. But Nick, what are your thoughts on this? You had EVO2 on your tier list very low, very, very low. So you might have a spicy take.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to stand on business on that one. Anybody's been watching the channel for a while. We did tier list rating sets, and I put EBO2. I wouldn't say necessarily low, but in the grand scheme of things, compared to other,
I think you put it C.
EB tiers. Yeah, I think I probably did put it C. That sounds right. Personally, do I think the box pricing for this set deserves the price tag? Yes, it's an extra booster set. They don't print very much of this, aka one wave. And the hit rates for it were astronomically bad. If anyone did open up any of this product, the hit rates were terrible. Yeah. And on top of that, you have the Gear 2 manga, which is fantastic. Now
that's a banging one. That's top three.
That Gear 2 manga is definitely a grail. It's definitely up there. But let's move past it now. Let's look at these leaders, these gold-tinted leaders, which I think are deemed as the SP leaders. Don't quote me on that, but I believe they fill in like an SP role in the set. So you get one per case, but let's utilize Boo for a second. The Bud's order of operations here, okay? For 90% of those leaders, okay? So the first category is it a popular character? 90% of those leaders, no. It is not a popular character. Now, if you have GP Luffy, that card, I love that alt art. That alt art is fantastic. I believe that is the scene, which is my favorite episode of One Piece ever, of Luffy showing up against Kaido Big Mom in Wano. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to give anything else about that because people complain about the spoilers. But for these leaders like Foxy, Kairos, and Dragon, do I think that those cards should be going up in price? Not at all. Not at all. Dragon,
maybe one day.
Maybe has some possibility if we ever see him. If he ever does anything,
If he actually shows up, man.
Being an abusive father. And by an abusive father, I mean just never there. Dragon went out for the Revolutionary Army milk and never came back. That's a fact. Not opinion. Shout out Flacco. But jokes aside, guys, all these going up. I was checking TCG Player. A lot of these are just people throwing price tags out there on the lowest listed because you have the ability to do that in TCG Player, right? You can put a price out there for your card. It can be any price. That doesn't mean that that's the price. It's whatever someone's willing to pay for the card. That is the price. So, sure, while all these might be looking like they're going up, if there's no recent sale on it, then it's not really going up. So, EBO2 as a set, to conclude my thoughts, seeing the Boa go up, the Luffy go up from OP05, the Purple Luffy, and the GP Luffy go up, can definitely see that. Even the Sabo leader, maybe even the Perona leader. Some of these, again, on the edge popular characters are characters that do have the popularity growing. First step of Boo, guys, is a popular character. If it is yes, then I'm always have said that if you go to the next tier, Is it an SP, manga, or rare promo? If you check off one of those boxes, you're going to have a good amount of retained value for this set. Again, 90% of those leaders that are the gold leaders are not in that second category. They're not in that first category, of being a popular character, and thus I think it's a risk. If you want to pick them up, if you're a collector of EBO2, I'm never going to tell you otherwise. You do whatever makes you happy. At the end of the day, as Dom stated, these are incredibly rare cards that are hard to hit for a one-wave print set. That's going to create a premium on these. But if you're looking for a long-term retained value, I think there's safer places elsewhere, but that's at your guys' discretion. Do your own research.
These might be the most rare cards that you can hit from a booster box, personally. Like, I'm just thinking about this, like, to get the card you want, you'd have to open a metric fuckload of cards.
That's Dom's one. That's Dom's one.
that's
Everyone give Dom a break. That's his one for the video.
That's my one customer for the video. So I mean, I listen, man. I do think they're a little boring. Like I said, just because they're regular leader cards, just with some gold tint on them. But just the rarity of these things is just off the charts, dude. So I think I'm bullish on these a little bit more than you are, for sure. I could see these for sure.
And I'm bearish on all of them except for like 3 of them. So again, follow Boo. My recommendation, follow Boo. Dom's recommendation is.
And I like Boo, man. I like Boo. The rarity on these things is so crazy. Anyways, let us know your guys' thoughts. Are you guys bullish, bearish on these things? Are you bullish on just a few like Nick is? Are you bullish on all of them like I am? Do you not like any of them? Let us know in the comment section down below. The next one, unfortunately, some bad news, everybody. Some bad news. EBO3, it was under 500 for a little bit there. It was at like 474.
Thank God it's under 5. It was under 500.
Oh,
under 500, guys.
But no, unfortunately, guys, it is lowest listed back up to 575. Oh my Lord, this thing is the more. If we don't get any statement from Bandai, this is going to be a shit show. I'm not going to get into it anymore because we talked about this ad nauseum, but we have got to see some kind of statement, something from them. They got to print this more. It doesn't matter. But yeah, just want to let you guys know this is back up to 575, and there are sales happening at 575. It's crazy. It's crazy.
I've done a lot of pondering since our last video. A lot of people in the comments wrote down what they think that they would pay for EBO3 Max, and I was like, Nick, what is the most you would pay for a box of EBO3? And my personal max is $300. If I can't get the box for $300, that's what I'd pay for it. That's the most I'd pay for it on release, $300. If I can't get a box for $300, I'm A-okay with missing out on this one and just buying my cards. I'm curious what your max is that you'd pay. And this is, again, guys, I want to reiterate this. Based off of my knowledge of the card game, do I think that EBO3 is going to be worth $300 in a year from now? Absolutely not. You're probably looking at nearly $1,000 box. I am acknowledging that if you do pick up a box for these prices, there is a very good point, or there's very good odds that you're going to make some money on this in the long term. But again, this is me from a principal perspective of where I feel comfortable paying for the box, and in what I think in the back of my brain I'd be okay with. I think I'd be okay with 300 being my max. But what about you?
I think being okay with something is quite a question. Like, obviously, I'm not okay with paying anything above 300, but would I spend anything above 300? I think is a good question for sure. Like, okay, so EBO2, this was before the boom. We got a case of that. On release, this was $175 a box, and that's on release before. That's pre-boom. Now you add in that we are in the hottest TCG market of all time. One Piece is going sicko mode. Lovely ladies. In the words of Rudy, they have very good curves. Lovely ladies here, man. Lovely ladies. When you add all these things together, dude, I would probably pay like $350, maybe even $400, if I'm being honest. Anything past that, I just wouldn't do it. I think there are just better opportunities elsewhere. Do I want some of these cards? Yes, I'll just buy them myself. I do like opening things myself, so that's why I would do it. I wouldn't be happy about it, but I'd do it. And that's only because of the conditions that we're in. If I wanted to ask myself, what would this box be at pre-boom if it came out?
That's a really good question.
And I was thinking about that, and I feel like even pre-boom, this might be like a $250 box.
I think it'd be 200. I think it'd be 200. That's where I would be at. I'd be at 200, and I think with the premium, like I said, I think bumping that to 300 that's just where I would feel
which is
okay.
fair. Which is fair. Like anyone who's not buying this box and like taking a break and saying this is way too much, even at 300, even at 250, whatever. If you're doing that, all power to you. This is just cardboard at the end of the day. You do not need to buy this. But I did ponder that question. Like, if this came out pre-boom, what would this be at? And I really do think it would be at like $250 a box. And because of that, I think it's probably fair to buy it at like $350, $400 if it gets there. Now, I have no idea if it's going to get there. Hopefully Bandai does something. But if they don't, if you see a box for $350, $400, if I see it, I'll buy it. And that's how I know, like, okay, that's probably what it'll be at. And I don't know. We'll see.
Let's do a way too early prediction. What do you think this box can be in 1 year if Bandai doesn't reprint it?
If Bandai does not reprint?
If Bandai does no reprint,
dude,
what do you think this box is going to be at in exactly 1 year in February 20th, 2027?
No reprint.
No reprint, no statement, nothing.
1,000? Easily? 1,000?
I was going to say 1,200. I was going to say 1,200 bucks. And again, guys, the main reason why we're having this discussion is because at the end of the day, it's a you decision to make what you feel comfortable paying this box price at. But you do need to consider that there is a very high likelihood this box is going to go up. I don't want anyone to FOMO into anything. I think this is a really important set to have like a principle enforcement in yourself of like, this is what I would pay for a box.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And if you cannot get it for that price, you're okay missing it, and you acknowledge, I'm not going to give it to my emotions, I'm not bringing out my credit card, and I'm just going to say it is what it is. Whatever the price is in a year from now, it is what it is. And that's the take I'm having. Most I'll pay for a box is $300. I acknowledge that there is a chance that it goes up 4x in a year from where my prediction is at. And I'm okay missing it. So I'm curious what everyone else's takes are. If you guys want to go and put it down in the comments down below, let us know where you think the box price is going to be in a year from now and what price you feel confident at, comfortable at in terms of buying it without feeling like you're giving into some emotional turmoil or FOMO.
Yeah, I just want to reiterate what Nick is saying. Please let us know in the comment section because this is such an event for the card game where there are lines being drawn in the sand by so many different people. And I'm so interested on what you guys would buy this for. And are you guys skipping this set entirely? Would you buy it at 300, 350, 400, 450? Are you buying it right now? Are you just saying, screw it, I'm buying it right now and I don't give a shit because I like this? Dang it. That was my second cuss word for the day.
We're done. Cut the film.
Cut
the film.
But no, I'm so interested on what you guys are doing for the set. It's such a unique case where everything is just converging on this one moment, all the hype. This is probably going to be the hypest set of the entire year, but maybe even past the anniversary set. We'll see.
I think so.
But this is the set of the year, and I'm just so intrigued. I'm so interested on what Bandai is going to say. Are they going to do anything? What are people going to pay? What are card stores going to do? Are they going to reprint an EB set for the first time? I don't know, and I'm so intrigued. I'm so interested. So, yeah, let us know your thoughts on EBO3. I'd be really, really interested to know what you guys are thinking here. Next, Opio 5. This is talking about a box I'm okay with going up at this point because it's been so long. Opio 5 now at basically $1,200. It's technically like $1,175 or something, but we just talked about this last week and it was at like $1,000. Now it's at $1,200. Opio 5, man. Dude, you guys know how I feel about Opio 5. This is my greatest set of all time. Has two grails, Otasigi and Gear 5 manga.
The G set.
1,200.
The G set for Dom. It's the G set.
It's the number one. This is my number one. And I have no problem. No problem with this being at 1,200. I know some people might be like pissed off that this is at 1,200, but everyone had their chance to get this one. The players had their chance to get this one. Some collectors who are new to the card game They didn't get it. I'm sorry. I apologize. But for the people who were in the hobby, they had their chance to get it. And this set is going to be out of rotation in like a year or something, next April or something. So, no, I'm okay with this being 1,200. And honestly, I still think it's undervalued. I don't care. I just don't care. This set is god tier, dude. Literally, we'll have the best grails in the entire TCG. I'm not gonna. Maybe for the entirety of the TCG. I don't know.
Whoa!
I don't know.
Whoa!
I don't know. Maybe I got too much dip on my shit, man. Nick and I said before that the only way that there would be a grail above these grails is if there was a Pirate King Luffy manga. Now that came out. Okay, we gotta have a discussion.
Gold Pirate King manga Luffy.
Oh my god.
Gold Luffy King of the Pirates, man. That'd be.
Yeah. Like I
break
know
the market.
I know technically the red manga Luffy is more expensive than like the Otasigi and stuff. That's just something I don't agree with, and it's just one of those things that I just don't agree with. I don't think the red manga Luffy is more of a grail than the two cards that I just talked about in OPO5. So I don't know, but I mean, if you guys think I'm wrong, let me know. But this is my grail set. This is my number one. $1,200, Nick. What do you think?
Well deserved. Well deserved. The set.
Agreed.
Dom has gone on ad nauseum about it. It's been out there for a while. It's out of rotation at this point, to our knowledge, as it should be at this point, given it's been out for over 2 years. 2 absolute grails in that set with Otasigi as well as the OPO5 manga Luffy. Total of 3 mangas in that set with Kid, Law, and Luffy. So it's definitely got to be up there as one of the greatest sets of all time. Of course, that's a matter of interpretation and perspective. A lot of people, as we've mentioned many times, are going to hold OP13 as that place that keeps them warm in their heart as being the greatest set of all time.
I mean, I can see it.
And then you have people like me. You have little Nick here holding on to OP09, my little corner over here, snugging nice and comfy with OP09.
You think 9 is better than 5?
My personal favorite set of all time, OPO9. Do I think OPO9 is a better set than OP05? No, I don't think so. But personally, it is my greatest set of all time. That's what keeps me warm.
It has the best SPs.
I'm thinking right now of Naruto with the little flame chakra in him. When you see like he's got like a little life left. Mm-hmm. That's what I think of. Or sorry, let me rephrase that. I think of Deku with the embers of One for All in him. That's more understandable. Yeah, sure. He's got the flames, the little embers of One for All. That's where OP09 is for me. So, of course, guys, let us know what you think down below. What set is your grail set of all time? Do you think OPO5's pricing is justified? I definitely do. Dom definitely does. Definitely going to be up there. Top 3 sets, probably not 3 either. I definitely understand that, but
I'm not even biased either because I don't even own any of these grails. I don't have the Otasigi and I don't have the Gear 5 manga.
You do got boxes of OPO5 though. You got boxes. You got boxes of OPO5.
That is true.
You gotta call you.
I do have boxes of OPO5, but I'm talking about the grails. Dude, these grails are just so good. They're so good. I will say, I can see why somebody would say OP13 is the best set of all time. Only because of the just sheer amount of value in that set.
Straw Hat Speculator perspective. That's exactly what he said. Why OP13 is the best set of all time? Because of the sheer amount of money that you can get from a pack. If that's your perspective, there's nothing wrong with it. I'm
going off of the grails, not the total value, but I can understand where people come from. Anyways, like Nick said, let us know your thoughts on that one. Then, talking about OPO9, man. Talking about OPO9. Gold D. Roger, gold manga. We just saw an auction end, and it sold for $22,600. Nick, talk to me, man. Talk to me, bro.
Guys, I gotta say, man. I was tracking this one for a while. The auction, I talked about it last week, about how I was watching it, and I was curious where I was going to end up. All the grails are kind of going up a little bit by bit. This is a card where last I checked about a month ago, it's about a pop 70. Very, very low pop card. Definitely a top grail. I would put the gold manga Goldie Roger as top 3 grail in the entire card game, and I don't think it's number 3. It feels good knowing that OPO9 is still getting that respect. $23,000 for the PSA 10 gold manga Goldie Roger, well deserved. I know that we had some discussion about this around a month ago because the Gear 2 Luffy sold for $12K, and the last Roger sold for $12K. Again, Roger is such a rare card to see on the marketplace. So every time one gets posted, I got to put my eyes there and see what it's going for. So I thought that there was no way the gold manga Goldie Roger and a PSA 10 should be the same price as the Gear 2 Luffy. And I'm happy that the marketplace is agreeing with me, holding that premium value on an incredibly hard card to get that is a one of its kind with a low pop rate. Makes me smile.
You bask in that one, bro.
I feel like Thanos right now, looking over the sunset, man. Looking on a grateful universe, which is myself, man.
It is a really cool card. It's the only gold manga. Who knows if they ever revisit that? Did they only do it gold because his name is Goldie Roger? Most likely. Who knows if we'll ever get another gold card again? So I could see it, man. I could see it. Pretty cool stuff. And then the last one I want to talk about is the Gear 5 manga. Talking about OPO 5, talking about the Grails. The Gear 5 manga sold for $18,000, but there's also an auction that should be ending in about 4 hours. I don't know if I'll be able to edit that in time, but I'll put it in the comment section at least. I'll pin it in the comment section on what that actually ended at. But that's at about $16,300. Auction ends in about 5 hours. We'll see where that goes, but it might very well sell for about $20,000, which is another one of those things, man, where these Grail cards are just, they're so out of reach. They're so out of reach.
I'll never forget when that card was $5,000. We joined the card game, and I remember that card in PSA 10 was $5K, and I thought at the time, I was like, $5,000 for a card in PSA 10? Coming from Pokemon, Dom and I actually had this discussion a couple days ago. The Moonbreon, I remember the Moonbreon being at like, excuse me, being at 2.5K.
Yeah.
And I was thinking 2.5K for a piece of cardboard blew my mind when I first got back into card games. And now these One Piece cards are just destroying Pokemon. And it's completely justified when you look at the pop counts of these Grails. Yeah. They should be.
I mean, when you see like a top chase from Pokemon, there's like a pop of like, what, 6,000, 10,000 PSA 10 or something?
Yeah, there's a lot.
And then you look at like what a pop rate for a chase card for One Piece is, and it's like 100.
Non-existent.
Yeah, so this like in some cases like 10 to 50 to 100x the actual pop count. So I mean, all of it makes sense, and especially because something that not a lot of people talk about is we are in the early era of One Piece, where all of these cards that we are looking at and talking about right now in this era probably have a premium on them when you compare them to what's going to come out in like 5 or 10 years, and maybe all the value is going to be in some of the what might be considered vintage in the future. I'm not too sure. It'll be interesting to see though. It'll be really interesting to see. All right, guys, we're moving on to the Q&A segment of the video. If you guys have your own questions, you can leave them down in the comment section down below, and we may answer yours in the next video. Our first question comes in from the Best Ranks NA. Like, I get what you mean, but what are you implying? They should reprint more and dump on all the investors in boxes cases like us, or just the future sets after announcing it? Something that I said a lot in the last video, I just want to reiterate, I'm not saying Bandai should just dump to Kingdom Come and print to Kingdom Come and make sure there is no value in the TCG. I want to reiterate, I think value in a TCG is good, first of all, but these things need to be accessible for some period of time for the average player, the average collector, and this is also good for investors. This is good to be able to actually accumulate the things that you actually want to accumulate. It's good for everyone that sets come out and they're at some sort of reasonable price, because if they don't, the only people that it benefits when a set comes out and boxes are already at like 300, or in EBO3's case 575, the only people this benefits are the people with bots that can get sniped some target thing, or people with distribution access. For people like Nick, myself, players, average collectors, the people watching this without distro access, you are forced to pay whatever the secondary market price is if you guys don't have a good relationship with your card shop and are able to get some kind of one box at MSRP. That's what I'm saying when we talk about we think Bandai should print more, is there just needs to be, the amount of demand in the market right now it's just not sustainable. You're going to have people leaving the hobby, from not even just players, collectors, investors will leave the hobby because these things are just too astronomically priced. And I am all for boxes having value, of course. We just talked about OPO5 having value. at $1,200 a box right now, and I have no problem with that at all because it's been in print for so long, and it's going to go out of rotation in next April. But when sets come out at 300, 400, 500, and Bandai doesn't have any communication, they're not doing anything differently, I think that's bad for everybody. I think that's bad for everyone personally. So I'm not saying to go out and print everything to Kingdom Come. I also said that I don't think they should go back and print things. Probably OPO 987654321. I think they should probably just stay away from those. Let those have their value, and that's perfectly fine. But OP 13 being at $700 a box, EBO 3 being at $575, actually selling for that in pre-sale, I do think is a problem. I do think is a problem because it's been out for. It hasn't been out, and then OP13 has been out for only like 2 months. So I'm not sure if you want to add anything to that, but
yeah, mostly about the future sets. So something we discussed last week in relation to the future sets, what we would like Bandai to do is to increase the production on each one of those sets, starting at 10%, and then seeing where the happy medium is. It's going to take some time. Every set comes out every 2 to 3 months, so it's going to take some time to be able to do so. But Bandai needs to ramp the production on every set by around 10 to 20%. To try to satiate the amount of demand. The boxes will come in, they'll pay attention, see how quick they go, look at the secondary market, and say, okay, these went way too quick for this set. We need to ramp it up another 5 to 10%. They tried another 5 or 10%, and eventually, over time, it might take them a year or so, they'll find a happy medium in there where there is a balance to where players, collectors, investors can get boxes at a healthy price. And there's not boxes just sitting everywhere that's going to completely tank the market. The reason why this is important is because you got to have healthy growth, guys. Healthy growth. There's a difference between astronomical growth like we're seeing for EBO3 that is completely unhealthy and healthy growth like we're seeing with OPO5, a set that ran its course. It was affordable and it was acquirable for an extended period of time. You either bought it or you didn't. You didn't buy it. Now it's leaving its print cycle. Probably never going to get printed again, and it's hitting $1,200 a box as it should be. So there's a healthy cycle of this stuff. What's not a healthy cycle is boxes being $575 in pre-release to where people can't even buy it.
Yeah, that was important. The print run thing, that was another part of what we were saying. Totally. Thanks, Nick, for bringing that up. Anyways, thank you for the question, by the way. All right, guys, we have another one, and this one isn't really a question. It's more of a hot take, and it's from Rob Stradamus.
I love you, Rob.
Rob Stradamus.
Every time I read Rob's comments, it makes me smile, man. Thank you, Rob.
He said, hot take, 3rd anniversary English set is only worth about $250 tops. Those cards are kind of mid and repetitive. No way in hockey sticks it's worth $700.
Let me jump in here with a take. Okay. So, for anybody who tried to get the 3rd anniversary box, they released the images of what it looked like around 4 hours before the official release happened. Yeah, I will not forget this. I woke up from a nap, and I saw what the set looked like, and my first thing I told Dom was, dude, that set is mid, bro. I don't know what. I will admit this. I probably shouldn't admit this because I'm going to get flamed, but it's okay. I told Dom, I'm like, dude, I don't even think that thing's going to sell out, dude. Like, that set is... That 3rd anniversary set compared to the 1st and 2nd one.
Oh, I told him he was done for that one.
Absolutely mid. And Dom's immediate reaction is like, dude, what are you talking about? They're both selling for over $1,000. Yeah. And I'm like, dude, this is by far the worst anniversary set. So I can see where Rob is coming from. Because my immediate gut reaction, this is me fresh from a nap, not utilizing any logic or the frontal cortex of my brain to think about anything. This is just immediate gut reaction. It was, dude, that says mid as hell, man.
Let's call it a buck. Let's call a buck here, man. Is it as good as the first two? No, not even close. Let's be honest. I think the Luffy card is cool.
It is cool.
The Luffy card is cool, but we stopped there.
I'd even give the Ace card. I think the Ace card with Marco, Mr. Marco, and some of the white people. I think it's kind of cool, but
the cards are okay. The set is not as good as 2 and 1, but I'll be honest. Dude, those sets, we might not have anything as cool as those ever again. I mean, maybe. You never know. But the first 2 sets, those are unreal. Like, they are so cool. Bandai really outdid themselves with those 2. I don't think the hot take is the set being mid compared to the other 2.
It's the price.
Because I do think when you look at all 3 of them together, objectively, it is it is probably the worst of the three. Your hot take though, $250 a box, Rob, bro. What? Where are we at? Dude, the sets 1 and 2. The first set selling for like $2,000 right now, and then the second set is selling for like $1,200 or something. I don't know.
I was gonna ask you the first anniversary set. I know you got that as a gift, but do you remember what the price was on that a year ago? Yeah, it was $200.
I got it for $200. Yeah,
and that was a year ago.
Yeah.
So it's 10.
My mommy got it for me for Christmas, and she spent $200 on eBay. Yep. Thanks, Mom. Appreciate you.
Shout out Mama Dom for that one, because I ended up purchasing it from Dom. Because Dom said that he didn't like the box looked like it had been previously open. And I was like, I'll take the gamble.
Oh yeah. But yeah, no, I dude, $250. You're no. Now I don't think it'll get to like 2,000 on release or even 1,200 on release or anything. But I think it's at least, just based off of how much the first two are, I think it's at least 500. But I wouldn't be shocked if it was like 6.
Pre-sales were at like $700. I'm pretty sure peak on that thing. I saw a lot of pre-sales around $675.
Yeah. So $250.
In another life, Rob. In another life. In a previous life, I agree with you. That thing would probably be $250. But
not this one.
Not the present situation we're in, man.
Yeah. I mean, if the market goes down, maybe it nukes down to that. I could see that. I could see that. But in these market conditions, no way, no how. But thank you for the comment. We love you, brother. All right. Well, that is the end of this episode of Buds Watch. A little bit shorter. I don't know what we're at right now. It might be at an hour. Who knows?
I would probably have I guess 48 minutes.
Oh, wow. I'd be interested to know what we actually are.
Well, let's see. We'll see future predictions right here. 48 minutes was my guess.
Okay, 48 minutes. Okay. But thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Buds Watch. We really do appreciate it. This episode was a lot more fun to create from us, just because the last couple episodes have been a little bit doom and gloom, just with the state of the market and EBO3 and all these different things happening. We don't take enjoyment on talking about bad things that are happening. So it's really nice to just change pace and talk about the Red Bull Double Down event and just shoot the shit, have some fun with you guys. So we do hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Might not get as many clicks as the last ones, but who cares? At least we had fun, you know? Nick, cap us off, man.
As always, guys, thanks so much for spending what I think is 48 minutes with us, the Buds, as we discuss something we all love, being the One Piece trading card game. Genuinely, from the bottom of the hearts, we really do appreciate your guys' support and watching this and following us on our our content journey, as we have just hit 2,000 subscribers. It is such a huge accomplishment and achievement that from myself, Dom, and AJ, the third Bud, we are really, really thankful for all of you guys here for watching us and supporting us with all the kind words in the comments and even the not kind words. We just appreciate you guys watching. Anyways, guys, as I always conclude with my 17 seconds of time for our playlist here, we're going to put up one playlist is going to be the Beginner's Guide series, where we teach you everything that you need to know about collecting the One Piece trading card game. And the other playlist is going to be to all of our previous episodes of Buds Watch, where hopefully we can provide you some great value in collecting.
All right, guys. We'll catch y'all
on the next one.
Peace.